If you've ever looked at UK company structures and wondered why there are two types of private limited company, both names sounding about as exciting as reading a stapler manual, you're in the right place. Today, we're looking at the difference between a company limited by shares and a company limited by guarantee. They may sound similar, but they tend to be used for very different purposes. Let's break it down. A company limited by shares is the one most people are familiar with. This is the standard structure used for businesses that are set up to make a profit. In this type of company, the owners are shareholders and their liability is limited to the amount they agree to pay for their shares. So if someone owns 100 shares of £1 each, their liability is basically capped at that £100. In normal day-to-day life, that means their personal assets would normally be protected if the company runs into a financial trouble. This structure is commonly used for private businesses, from small startups to large trading companies. Why? Because it allows ownership to be divided into shares, profits can be distributed to shareholders, and investment can be brought in more easily. In short, if the plan involves customers, revenue, and eventually saying things like growth strategy in meetings, this is probably the model you're looking at. Now let's compare that with a company limited by guarantee. This type of company doesn't have shareholders. Instead, it has members who agree to contribute a small, fixed amount, often just £1, if the company is wound up. That guaranteed amount is their liability. And that's the key difference. No shares, no shareholders, and usually no profit distribution. A company limited by guarantee is commonly used for non-profit organizations. Think charities, clubs, membership bodies, community groups, trade associations, and educational or voluntary organizations. These are organizations that exist to promote a purpose, cause, or activity rather than to generate profits for owners. So, if a company is set up to run a local sports club, promote the arts, or manage a residents' association, a guarantee company often makes much more sense. Here's the simple conclusion. A company limited by shares structure is usually used by profit-making businesses, where ownership is divided into shares. A company limited by guarantee structure is usually used by non-profit organizations, where members support the company's purpose and only guarantee a nominal amount. So if a business earns income, issues shares, and potentially pay dividends from profits, the shares model is usually more appropriate fit. On the other hand, for charities, associations, or community organizations where profits tend to be reinvested into the mission rather than paid out to members, the guarantee model is often the preferred choice. So really, it comes down to one question. Are you building a business for owners or an organization for a purpose? That's the difference. If this helped make company law at least slightly less painful, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and stick around for more content where we take complicated legal and business topics and explain them without making them sound like a Victorian tax manual. Thanks for watching.